Standard, Chapter 9 of Science, Hereditary and Evaluation. What is hereditary and evaluation? जो चीज़ हमको हमारे पेरेंट्स से मिलती है that is called hereditary. And evaluation, the changes which occurs inbuilt in your body, that is called evaluation. We'll see this lesson. We have seen that reproductive process give rise to new individual that are similar but subtly different. We have discussed how some amount of variation is produced even during a asexual reproduction. We have read this about reproduction, sexual and asexual. There are two types. बट वेरिएशन चेंजेस किस में ज़्यादा होते हैं? असेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन और सेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन में चेंजेस का डिफरेंस है. सेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन में डिफरेंस वेरिएशन ज़्यादा होता है फर्स्ट जनरेशन में, पर असेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन में वेरिएशन होता है बट सेकेंड टू थर्ड जनरेशन में. तो यही हम इस लेसन में देखेंगे. व्हाट इज वेरिएशन एंड व्हेन इट ऑकर्स. तो what is variation is produced even during a asexual reproduction also. मतलब हमने देखा था रिप्रोडक्शन के चैप्टर में कि वेरिएशन सिर्फ सेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन में होता है, पर ऐसा नहीं है. वेरिएशन होता है असेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन में भी, पर उसमें कुछ लिमिट परसेंटेज लेवल कम होता है और वो सेकेंड जनरेशन से स्टार्ट होता है, फर्स्ट जनरेशन से नहीं. एंड sexual reproduction, if we observed a field of sugarcane, we find very little variation during the individual plants, but in a number of animals including human beings which reproduce sexual, quite distinct variations are visible among different individuals. In this chapter we shall be studying the mechanism by which variation are created and inherited. The long-term sequences of the accumulation of variation are also an interesting point to be considered. We shall be studying this under evaluation. हम पहले देखेंगे वेरिएशन चेंजेस कब आता है, किस चीज़ में, किस सेक्सुअल में और असेक्सुअल में कब आता है वो देखेंगे, और उसके बाद हम देखेंगे वो चेंजेस आने के बाद बॉडी का इनर चेंजेस क्या होता है वो इवैल्यूएशन में. स्टूडेंट्स, एक्यूमुलेशन ऑफ वेरिएशन ड्यूरिंग रिप्रोडक्शन ये टॉपिक रिडक्शन में है. दिस विल बी नॉट कंसिडर्ड इन योर दिस लेसन, बट थ्रू आउट सिर्फ एक नॉर्मल सेंस में बता रही हूँ. दिस इज पैरेंटल पार्ट, दिस इज फर्स्ट जनरेशन. फ्रॉम पैरेंटल दिस इज वेरिएशन ऑकर्ड इन फर्स्ट जनरेशन, एंड इन सेकेंड जनरेशन अगेन more variation is occurred in second generation, like this blue and this pink. This is accumulation of variation, मतलब काफ़ी changes आते हैं एक साथ में मिलके. Next is hereditary. What is hereditary? The most obvious outcome of the reproductive process still remains the generation of individual of similar design. The rules of hereditary determine the process by which traits and characters are reliably inherited. Let us take a closer look. अभी हेरिडिटरी में टू टाइप्स होते हैं, टू कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स होते हैं. एक वन इज ट्रेड्स एंड वन इज कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स. व्हाट इज ट्रेड एंड व्हाट इज कैरेक्टरिस्टिक वी विल बी सीइंग इन दिस टॉपिक. व्हाट एग्जैक्टली डू वी मीन बाय सिमिलैरिटी एंड डिफरेंस? वी नो दैट a child bears all the basic features of a human being. However, it does not look exactly like its parent, and human population show a great deal of variation. I told you first only, in human beings we get lot of variation from first generation to second generation. What is traits? It has been explained by an activity. Observe the year of all the students in the class. Prepare a list of students having free or attached ear lobes and calculate the percentage of students having each. Find out about the ear lobes of the parents of each student in the class. Correlated the ear lobe type of each student with that of their parents. Based on this evidence, suggest a possible rule for the inheritance of ear lobe. See, from parent what we get, this is normal ears. What we get from parent, that is hereditary. Ear lobes, this is attached and this is far. So this is characteristics. Trait is the ears which we get for hereditary, and the part of attached and far, that is characteristics. Means eyes, we get eyes from our parents. Eyes are black, blue, brown, white. That are the characteristics. Okay. Next is rules for the inheritance of traits, mental contribution. Everything, students, what we are learning is scientifically proved and then we are learning. It's not like throughout given and we are learning. So, in hereditary traits and characteristics, what is the contribution of there is been classified and scientifically proved by Mendel, the scientist. The rules for inheritance of such traits in human beings are related to the fact that both the father and the mother contribute partially equal amount of genetic material to the child. This means that each trait can be influenced by both parental and maternal DNA. Thus, for each trait, there will be two versions in each child. What will then the trait seen in the child be? Mendel says, worked out on the main rules of such inheritance, and it is interesting to look at some of his experiment from more than a centuries ago. What Mendel says father parent and mother parent partially contribute for child's traits and characteristics. So in a child there is two versions of traits and characteristics. Some part of traits and characteristics are combined and child gets, or else in some traits and characteristics child get partial, means 20% of mother and 80% of father, or 30% of father and 70% of mother. So it depends on the contribution. Now we will see who is Mendel and how Mendel has given a scientific reason for partially contribution of traits and characteristics. Mendel was educated in a Montessori and went on to study science and mathematics at the University of Vienna. Failure in the examination for a teaching certificate did not suppress his zeal for scientific quest. He went back to his monastery and started growing bees. Many others had studied the inheritance of traits in bees and other organisms earlier, but Mendel blended this knowledge of science and mathematics and was the first one to keep count of individuals, exhibiting a particular trait in each generation. This helped him to arrive at the law of inheritance. Mendel स्टडीज़ में सक्सेस नहीं कर पाया तो उसने बीज ग्रो करना स्टार्ट किया. उसको जानना था, ही वॉन्ट टू नो हाउ द plants and animals give generations growth. Mendel used a number of contrasting visible characters of garden bees: round wrinkled seeds, tall short plants, white violet plant flowers, and so on. He took bee plant with different characteristics, a tall plant and a short plant, produced progeny by crossing them, and calculated the percentage of tall and short progeny. What he did, he took tall plant and short plants, one tall and one short, and started his experiment. In the first place, there were no halfway characteristics in this first. The generation or F1 progeny, no medium height plants. All plants were tall. This means that only one of the parental traits are seen. He took two plants, one tall and one short. In first generation, what he see, all the plants were tall. What it means, that only one parental part is taken in first generation. Second part is not taken. This means that only one parental part is traits is seen, not some mixture of the two. Two mixtures are not seen. So the next question was, were the tall plants in the F1 generation exactly the same as the tall plant of the parent generation? Mendel experiment tests this by getting both the parental plants and these F1 tall plants to reproduce by self-pollination. The progeny of parental plants are of course all tall. What happened? He took this tall plant. from this he took 2 plants and another generation progeny he created. What happened in this? Instead 1/4 of them are short. What happened? 3 were tall but 1 was short. What it mean? This indicates that both the tallness and shortness traits were inherited in the F1 plant, but only the tallness trait was expressed. It means both the traits was transferred to F1 progeny, but he only showed tallness only, not shortness. But afterwards, when this plant took their progenies showed 1 shortness, they expressed 1 shortness traits also. This lead Mental to propose that 2 copies of factor, now called genes controlling traits, are present in factors. These 2 may be identical or may be different depending on the percentage. One pattern of inheritance can be worked out with this assumption. What it means? That they take 2 versions, parental both traits, but only one is expressed many times. Both are not expressed. It doesn't mean that second traits it was not taken from parental, or both the traits every generation takes. Only one is expressed and another is silent. In this explanation, both TT and small t are tall plants, while only small tt is a short plant. In other words, a single copy of T is enough to make the plant tall, while both copies have to be short T for the plant to be short. Traits like T are called dominant traits. Capital version, the big version, the first trait which second generation take is dominant part. And second trait which they take 2 versions. The first is taken from father's side and second is taken from mother's side. So father side is said to be dominant traits and mother side is said to be recessive traits. Means male version is dominant traits and female is recessive. Got it? Students, same thing. Male version is dominant and female version is recessive. Now you will be asking, teacher, how we can know what is male, which is male and which is female? Then see from this example. They had taken 2 flowers in cross filtration, afterwards first generation, self filtration, afterwards this is the generation. See, what we get? More the violet one. Then what is violet one is male version, means dominant, and white flower is female version which is recessive. Got it? How do these traits get expressed? Now we will be seeing how the traits get expressed. See from this figure. How does the mechanism of hereditary work? Cellular DNA is the information source for making proteins in the cell. A section of DNA that provides information for both protein is called the gene for that protein. How do proteins control the characteristic that we are discussing here? Let us take the example of tallness as a characteristic. We know that plants have hormones that can trigger growth. Plant height can thus depend on the amount of the particular plant hormones. The amount of the plant hormones made will depend on the efficiency of the process for making it. Consider now an enzyme that is important for this process. If this enzyme works efficiently, a lot of hormones will be made and then plants will be tall. If the gene for that enzyme has an alteration that makes that enzyme less efficient, the amount of hormones will be less and the plant will be short. Thus, genes control characteristics or traits. What it means? It means that some part of traits which is taken from 2 versions, some protein part is not carried in the progeny, means next generation. Then what happens? Its height or weight defect from that. So it is said that the 2 versions from both the parents should be in equal proportion. If it is not in equal proportion, some part of proteins or vitamins is not carry forward in next generation, then next generation traits or characteristics will not work as fluent as parental part is working. That is called genes and enzymes. Means our body is totally covered with genes, that is cells. That cells we get from the DNA, and DNA is carry forward from parental part. It can be 50% from partially taken from both the parents.